everyone. Welcome to this week's issue of From the Helm. Thank you very much to everyone for all your participation in the community building events on Zoom that we've been doing. It's been great seeing everybody's face on all the different sessions and kind of hearing how things are going for all of you guys during the shelter in place. So first things first this week. As many of you read in the letter that went out in the last couple of days, we will be extending our club closure to coincide with the governor's extension of the shelter-in-place order through May 30th. So that that's been updated on the club website. Any events that were scheduled in the month of May are now officially either rescheduled or postponed. Also, a couple of updates on some things that we've been doing at the club, and many thanks go out to Rick Lilly, to Dwayne Lutzo and a lot of the others that have been working on a remedy to our parking situation and the southeast wall of the club. We've had it's a construction zone right now, but we've had some opportunity to kind of shore that seawall up a little bit for the rising lake levels. In addition to that, there's also been some other work that's been done to various other spots of Monroe Station. So thank you very much to that team for their work there. It's been great to see some of that work in place as we prepare for the reopening of the club very soon. Next point, so many of you might have a lot of questions around the harbors and what's going on with that. So your club leadership continues to work with the City of Chicago, Park District, and with Westrec, to come up with a pragmatic solution to reopen the harbors. It's a day in, day out process, but as well, it requires a lot of looking at what's going on in other states around us, as well as on the national level, to kind of offer best practices to our elected officials on that they might consider for the reopening of the harbors and of the lakefront. Another announcement, thanks to Dwight and the team, we kicked off our official Monroe to Go and the cocktail kit this past Monday. So that's up and running. You should have received emails on that to be able to be able to order and participate and get some food from the club. Thanks to Chef Larry for his leadership and all of that and coming up with the program for the club and for all of our members. Next, in my next issue of From the Helm, which will come out next week, I'm going to provide a little bit of a virtual state of the club so everybody kind of has a look behind the scenes of some of the strategy that we've been utilizing to kind of navigate this pandemic and some of the impact to our club and some of the factors that we're taking into consideration. There is a mechanism to our madness. Obviously, there's some very basic principles of crisis management that we're applying. And for those of us that have made it through 9/11 and through the Great Recession, obviously there's a lot of life learning that's going into that as well. So thank you very much. So last but not least, I'll close this session out with the 3 questions again, and continue to keep those coming into sandoval@chicagoyachtclub.org. With any questions you might have, I'll try to answer them as best I can here on the session. So first and foremost, the question that came in here is, what is the club doing to prepare for a safe reopening? So that's a really good question, because what we've done and continue to do, and thank you to Dwight and the team, we've offered a really big, deep cleaning of the club. We've had cleaning crews in to kind of prepare everything in place for the reopening of the club at whatever point that happens. And we continue to kind of establish parameters, and we learn from other clubs in other parts of the world on what they're doing in the F&B space and what possibly we'll be able to do here as we reopen the club. From pathways in the club and social distancing and a lot of the different things that are in play there that are all, basically lessons as we learn as we go along here. Second question here is, what will the club be doing for members when we reopen? And that's actually a great question. We've had that question a lot. And as you may have read in the letter that I sent out, we're going to be engaging a member value program called CYC Bucks, the CYC Bucks program. So that's going to be kicking out when we reopen the club. So stay tuned for more details on that as we get closer to that. And then last question is, will we be able to sail 2 per boat like Governor Pritzker announced in his press conference last week? And it's a somewhat of a confusing topic, because I think the way the question was intended by the governor, it meant that it was going to apply to the state parks and some of the other locations. But we're in Chicago. We're under jurisdiction of the Department of Transportation's commissioner and obviously the mayor of the city of Chicago. So until the lakefront opens, until the parks open, and until the harbors open officially, we won't be able to launch boats or any of the stuff that we do here at Chicago Yacht Club, and obviously that our member partners are able to do at Crowley's, Larson's, and some of the other businesses that are able to launch boats. So hopefully that answers your question there. But again, we'll try to keep it short this week, but thank you very much. Keep the questions coming in, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on the club, either in the Zoom session or very hopefully at the club soon. Thank you.